Planet Earth.
Home.
4.5 billion years. That's how long this planet has been here. And us? We've only been around for 200,000 years. That's less than 0.005% of Earth's existence. Let's put it into perspective. Think of it like a clock. If the Earth has existed for 24 hours, then we have only been here for 2 seconds. 2 seconds, and look at the mess that we have made. The biggest threat we face, and yet the threat is not felt.
I'll be long gone before it affects us anyway.
Wrong. In the end, we will be our own downfall. Greenhouse gases.
That's where it started. Almost 200 years in the making. And now 7 million people die every year. Factories producing your precious materials, the ones you think you can't live without. Constantly driving from one place to another, always rushing, got someplace to be.
I'm afraid it doesn't stop there. The unsustainable obsession with producing more and more plastics every single year has affected over 700 marine species. And as we've been sat here, 2 truckloads of plastic has just entered our oceans. And now there is enough to circle the Earth over 400 times.
But it isn't just our oceans that we've destroyed for the sake of our convenience. While we've been sat here, we have lost 108 football fields worth of trees, just for the meat that we put on our barbecues, and palm oil for the things that we indulge in. In just 40 years, an area the size of California was lost to the Brazilian Amazon.
Now, sit back and pat yourself on the back, because we have managed to drive almost 700 species into extinction. We did that. All the animals that your kids won't ever get to see because we were too greedy to coexist peacefully.
We have not only endangered the creatures that were here long before us, we've jeopardized our own future. The global warming that we have caused is affecting us in ways that you're not even aware of.
The fruit and veg that you rely on is not as healthy as it used to be. And as the Earth heats up, mental health issues are increasing.
Billions of our brothers and sisters are left without food, thanks to the droughts that the heat waves bring. People constantly left devastated by storms, floods, and rising sea levels that are swallowing our homes and our land. Not to mention all that the wildfires have claimed. Our world is collapsing before our eyes.
2 seconds. That's all it took.
Too smart for our own good?
Bullshit. You wouldn't destroy your own house, so why are we destroying our home? Nature doesn't need you.
We need it.
So do what you can. Put pressure on the people in charge, because one day there won't be a world for your grandkids to grow up in because
we are so nearly out of time. It was a world made so perfect. From the air we breathe down to the smallest beings, we were perfectly balanced.
Will you regret this?
It was a world made so perfect, but we took it for granted. When we have deserted this place,
will you remember that it was more beautiful than you could imagine? That twice a day the sun would send a burst of colors across the sky. One day, when you leave and this becomes your past, will you look back in horror of the things that we've done? Or will you view it in glory, like the fighting of wars and the deaths of soldiers?
This planet is a soldier.
Signed up for a battle she didn't start, but instead of armor,
She is covered with our sins. We don't aid her in battle. Instead, we push against her. And right now, we are ensuring that she'll lose.
one day, when you leave and this becomes your past, will you tell the truth to your children? Or will you hide it away in shame? What if they ask questions?
What was Earth? What did it look like? What were animals? How did they look?
Will you tell them? Will you tell them that we were so full of greed that we destroyed our home in the process? Can you answer with your head high, knowing what you were a part of? Or will you finally realize the damage you have done? You are the problem. You are the reason our Earth mourns her vibrant past of luscious green landscapes and habitats full of grateful creatures, living in blissful ignorance of what would be to come.
Us.
You.
The Earth has its shape, and we don't fit in. But we push and pull and bend and break to fit into the picture we want to create. We think we're the piece that completes the whole puzzle, but we are merely a jagged edge, and we only destroy the pieces we touch.
The Earth has its shape, and we don't fit in. But we force it and hurt it, and now it weeps for the animals whose homes we destroyed in our path, for the oceans that we filled with things we didn't want.
This planet is diseased, and the cancer will spread.
Human beings, a dangerous tumor.
We spread far and wide, clinging to every available space, claiming it as our own. We are a poisonous creature, making deep wounds with our sharp extremities, leaving ugly scars in once beautiful, untouched soils. We made a note of Mother Nature, and without hesitation, decided to use her.
And now she is angry and will fight back. She can be as extreme as we, and she will rain down with mighty storms of rage and burning heats to melt away homes.
She can match our damage.
And she will.
And when she does, this place will no longer home us. But where will we go? We cannot undo the wrongs we have done.
So when she's deserted and left to die alone, will you answer the questions? Will you be honest about your actions? Will you just run?
Run. Run and never look back.
But first, take a look around you. Take in everything you can. Because the answer to these questions is simple.
It's no.
Because when this is over, there's nowhere else to go. Take a look around you. Enjoy everything you see.
Because when you've destroyed it, there is no planet B.